what you sound like, where you... Honestly, why are we being technical about this?
Each time I make a memory, then I'll try to make it with you.
Hey besties, and welcome back to my channel. I put up a picture and a question or request up on my YouTube community tab a couple of days ago. Today is the day that I get to actually stand up here and film the Q&A. To be honest, the plan was to go ahead and glam myself up, make myself look as gorgeous as I possibly can, but then it hit me. Today is my birthday. I honestly just want to spend this day doing what I love. Dizzy took the kiddos to school, he's at work, so I'm basically by myself. I am living my best life right now and I'm happy with that. I wanted to hop on here to answer all the questions that you guys submitted. You guys submitted a whole lot of juicy questions. I'm gonna start at the bottom because I'm assuming the very last one in the bottom would be the first one that came in. Madeira writes, where about did you grow up and your upbringing? What did you decide to study at varsity? Did you have finances? How did you manage to get yourself a university education? It will be inspiring for us young moms. Wait, young? I'm not sure what that means. How did you overcome the challenges you were faced with? And then she says, it is reality, bestie. We would like to hear about you, not the kids, but you and your journey to who you are. You know, the funny thing is, sometimes I feel like my life is 90% my kids and just 10% me, and honestly I would not have it any other way. I've always known deep down in my heart, as soon as my mom brought my little brother home, I knew this is it, this is what I want to do. I grew up in Northwest. Obviously you guys know I live in Joburg, but I grew up in Northwest in a smallish little village called Dinokana. It's in Ziras. I had like an incredible childhood. We were not like rich. I don't necessarily like to talk about this on my YouTube video because, for one, I feel like it is not my place to talk about it because my parents' successes and failures are theirs, they're not mine. The only thing I know and the only thing that matters to me is the fact that they kept us alive. We were happy children and not a single day went by where we weren't to bed hungry, and that is okay with me. The part where it says, what did you decide to study at varsity? I'm assuming this talks about my undergrad. I actually was going to study computer engineering at the University of Cape Town, but then at the very last minute I chickened out. The thought of being so far away from home just drove me mental. I ended up going to the University of Johannesburg, and the second best thing I could do was a BCom IT degree, like a BCom IT management, and honestly looking back, that was the best decision I've ever made. Did you have finances? Yes. The first 2 years of my undergrad I was using NEFSAS. My third year I got a bursary. My honors year I was already working, so I was paying for myself, and the bursary I got when I was doing third year was just for my school tuition, so I was already working in campus as like a student assistant, so I was able to pay for my own res. Saved by Grace writes, how are you coping now that you are back to work for a bit and Peanut is in daycare? I've also done a video about this, so I'm gonna go ahead and link it up here. How are you always so energetic and full of life, but you have like 4 jobs that are all demanding? Sometimes you need to adapt the motto of Silicon Valley, fake it till you make it. Just make sure you don't get stuck in the faking it part. But also along the way and alongside faking it till you make it, I've also mastered the art of looking on the bright side. Thelma writes, what are you currently studying? Your dreams and aspirations for the future? I'm currently studying a postgraduate diploma in management practices. My dreams, I do have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of aspirations, but when you say the future for me is unattainable. It's a bit too far. I can't think that far. I honestly plan my life in like 3 to 6 months intervals, and that's how I'm able to just get up and do stuff, because if I say I'll do that in the future, best believe it, it's not going to be done because I procrastinate like a professional. Tabby Abby Tubbs, hey girl, she says, dedicated YouTuber, new mom again, obviously because this is my second child, wedding, marriage, school, work, all in 1 year. Very impressive. This train planned or just going with the flow of life as it happens? Honestly, just going with the flow of life as it happens. She also writes, when is KB visiting me? Girl, that has to happen. No, actually no, forget KB, I have to come visit you. Martha Mz writes, hi, as a fellow breastfeeding mom, I have clogged ducts all the time. Oh, have you ever had any? If so, any advice on how to remedy this issue? Oh my god, oh my god, I feel for you. Clogged ducts are the worst. With KB, funny enough, I never had a clogged duct. With Peanut, I had twice. in a very short space of time. My best advice would be to continue breastfeeding. It hurts like a mother, I know, but just hang in there. As soon as you feel it coming, feed baby on that boob, even if it means putting baby on the boob over and over again. Just try that and it should clear out. And then when you have a chance, just check out with the doctor why it keeps coming back again, because it's not necessarily supposed to happen over and over and over again. Check where the duct happens, make sure it's not on the same spot all the time, because if it is, then just change the way baby latches on and it should help you. Also try talk to your doctor. Kuzo writes, hey, I'd like to know about your reasons behind choosing to keep your hair natural. I am curious. Honestly, I had no reason. I looked at Cable Bunny's hair and I was like, I want that. Queen Vuvu writes, where did you grow up and attend school? I've already answered this. I grew up in Zerast, Northwest, and I basically attended school there until high school. High school, I went to a boarding school. St. Anne's Girls High. It's in Rustenburg. Lord knows that school was everything I needed and more. It taught me so much. Sisanda writes, how are you coping with being a mom, a wife, a BA, a student, and a blogger? That's a lot. I wish I can have your strength, and you really are a superwoman. Superwoman. I'm filming a video about this tomorrow, so yeah. Nosi Bolele writes, hey bestie, I'm obsessed with you and your content. Oh, thank you. Truly inspirational. And question number 1. Oh, she's got like all 5 questions. Girl, how's married life, bestie? Any differences? Married life is okay. It's nothing exciting, nothing to write home about. Yes, there's been a heck of a lot of differences. I'm not necessarily going to go into details about that, but yeah, there has been a lot of differences, and it's mostly from just the fact that everything is now formal. Some things can't just slide anymore, you know? Where do you get your inspiration when it comes to home decor? Love the pieces and ice of the new place. I can't pronounce this. Aesthetic of the new place. Girl, Pinterest is my BFF. As an IT specialist, ever required to work overtime or be on standby? If so, how do you manage all of that time being a mom? I don't necessarily work overtime as in like a formal overtime contract or agreement, but in a way kind of sort of works overtime in my team, because we are mostly focused on like users and executives and all of that stuff, and those people don't sleep apparently, so they will call over the weekend and all of that stuff. They usually call me when my line manager is not there, but when he's there, he just absorbs all the shock and he deals with it, because he knows I'm actually being a mom. I made it very clear to him, like, look, I love this. I love doing what I'm doing here, but I'm not going to be able to drop my kids at 2 a.m. in the morning to go fix whoever's issue. That's not going to work out. Thankfully, his kids are older, so he's able to absorb all of that shock. Have you ever had a mentor, or who do you look up to for inspiration? I've never had a mentor, but I am looking for one. To be honest, I don't even know how you find a mentor, but I am looking for one. I think I've honestly been really fortunate to have people around me that are genuinely interested in my well-being, and I sort of kind of consider them my mentors, but I need like a formal one that I can do formal things with, even though I don't know what that means at this point. I think it would be really cool to have one. Will you ever have a meet and greet that's open for your non-mommy subbies too? Meet and greet, you guys, I have like the worst social anxiety ever, like ever. I don't know, maybe if a meet and greet opportunity comes up, then I probably will try it. I'll have to grow some balls and just do it. Kolofelo writes, how do you manage with 2 kids without a nanny? My daughter is almost a year old and I don't see how I would manage without our nanny. Also planning to go back to school for my master's degree. You go girl. But I'm a bit indecisive because I keep asking myself if I'll manage with a baby, husband, and 8 to 4 working mom. The first bit about how I manage, that's going to be on a separate video that I'm filming tomorrow. With regards to coping when you're doing your master's degree, having a kid, and being a wife, girl, you can do it. You can do anything. Just make sure you block time. And Tatisa writes, do I have a question? Not sure, but I just want to say you truly inspire me. I'm glad I inspire you, even though I don't know how. Zizzy Paul writes, hi Olarato, is there a reason behind your accent? Yes, let's talk about that. A lot of the time people ask me, am I American? Have I lived in America? Have I done this? Have I done that? Honestly, at the beginning I used to be patient and I would type out and I would tell people and all of that, but I was like, no, No. I have much better things to do with my time than do this. And I just stopped answering that question. See, the one thing that baffles me is how people always want people to sound exactly the way they sound. And that bothers me a bit. It honestly bothers me because not everybody sounds like everybody. You can talk to the next person who's gonna sound like they have a colored accent and they are not colored at all. You can talk to somebody else who's got an Afrikaans accent and they're as English as they've ever been. And that is okay. Open your mouth and speak. That's all that matters. If people can understand you, if people know what you're saying, if you're able to articulate what you are saying, that should be all that matters. What you sound like, where you... Honestly, why are we being technical about this? I always listen to my videos over and over and over again, and I don't even hear any of the stuff that you're talking about. If that's how you guys hear it, tough. I don't hear that. I just open my mouth and I talk. Half the time I've realized that sometimes I talk so fast that I cut my words off. It's such a mission when I edit because I'm like, seriously, why couldn't you just slow down? I don't have an accent. I've never lived in America. I don't have American friends. I am just as South African as I've ever been. Proudly so too. There is no reason. I don't even know what reason you're looking for. But anyway, next question. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of questions. Hey girl, she says, to Becky. She writes, hey bestie, if not mistaken, you got married after 10 years of being in a relationship. I just wanted to know how you took that. Didn't you want to get married sooner? If yeah, what helped you to keep going despite not getting what you wanted, that being married? The reason why I'm asking is because I have been dating my boyfriend for almost 5 years. Besides being married, everything else is good. Except on other days it kind of bothers me that I'm not married yet. Me and Dizzy were together for almost 9 years before we got married. It didn't bother me at all. I've never been one to want to get married. I've always been really comfortable with our relationship before marriage or our relationship without marriage. I've always just really knew in my heart that Dizzy is the one. Honestly, I would suggest you ask him. Just having that open and honest conversation with him, because I've seen people in relationships that lasted for like 6-7 years and then they break up and the guy or the girl even meets somebody else and they're married within a year. Talk to him, ask him what his intentions are, what his plans are, and sort of make sure that you both are on the same page, because you don't want to be sitting there thinking about marriage and he's sitting there thinking about how to get out. Chat to him about that, and hopefully before you know it, it'll be like wedding bells and stuff. The second question she writes, are you going to change your surname or keep the surname you have been using? I heard from a previous video where your mom called you with a surname that starts with a T. When you're at school, I saw you a different surname. And if you are not changing, maybe hyphenating. I'm not hyphenating anything. I am changing my surname. I don't think I'm gonna go through the whole admin of changing like my surname at school and at work and all of that stuff, because my maiden name will always be my maiden name. Mutaung Dienki Gilebogile writes, how do you cope as a working mom with 2 kids and a husband and YouTube? Damn bestie, you strong. Stronger gig. Yeah, I'm gonna answer that in the video tomorrow. According to Tracy writes, are you planning to have any more kids? I've said before that I'm actually done having kids, but the truth of the matter is, honestly, I'm just leaving that up to fate. Gilebogile writes, how have you managed to be a mom, a wife, a career topping woman, as well as having a successful digital influencer life? This is also gonna be covered in tomorrow's video, so I'm not gonna go into detail about that. I swear it's gonna be up on Wednesday. And then Rachel writes, how old are you? I am 29 years old. Lusanda writes, where are you studying and what? Also, how does it work? I want to study part-time but haven't found a university with a schedule that will work for me. I am studying, like I already said, at the Graduate School of Business. It's a business school for the University of Cape Town. What I'm studying is a PGDIP, so a postgraduate diploma in management practices. They do it in blocks over a year. You attend classes 4 times, but in those 4 times it's like 8 consecutive crazy pressure-filled days. I guess this would depend on what it is you want to study. I know GSB also has, if you want to do an MBA, they have a modular one that comes with blocks. The MCOM also does it in blocks because they know people have to sort of be at work and stuff. Pick what you want to study and then find out how you can make it fit your schedule. And then journey with Me Mwaka. She writes, hi bestie. So what's marriage like? Any plans for a white wedding? Marriage is honestly the same. I've already answered this question, except for those few formal stuff that change. We honestly have been talking back and forth about having a white wedding. I personally don't see the need for it. I'm honestly happy to go hire dress. He hires his tuxedo. We dress the little kiddos up and we take pictures, and then we have like a dinner with family and friends, and then basically just call it a white wedding dinner, if that makes any sense. But obviously families are not having it, so I don't know, at this point it's a bit, I don't know. There's no plans for a white wedding. Tulim Klaba writes, hey bestie, one, I would like to know how you reached a decision to send Peanut to school instead of hiring a nanny, and then please do a video in Setswana. You guys want a video in Setswana? I can try that. I can try that. Honestly, the only reason why I haven't done the video in Setswana is because I would have to type out what I'm saying so that everybody can follow. And that is too much work, way too much admin. I have so many things to do, and translating a video is, yeah, it's at the very bottom of my list. But we'll see, Maybe just a short 2 minutes video vlog or something. We'll see. I knew from the day I peed on that stick that he or she is going to school, no nanny. I had the worst experience with nannies with Kebazabani. I'm also avoiding a situation where the one child is at home and the other one is at school. School is more of a solid structure. It's always there. It's more of a reliable structure from my point of view and from all the stuff that I have to do in my life than having a nanny. A nanny is somewhat unreliable, and I cannot have that in my life. Takani's take writes, hey besties, how does YouTube affect your 9-to-5 work image? Do you ever feel like you are treated or judged unfairly because of some details you share on your vlog? Not necessarily. Funny enough, my line manager knows that I do YouTube, but it's something we hardly ever discuss that at all, unless he was like watching a vlog and he saw something interesting and he would ask me about it, and then that's basically it. It doesn't affect me at all. Sanda has got another question. She writes, how did you get Peanut to fall asleep on his own? My 4-month-old will not sleep until I rock her to sleep. Excuse girl, excuse. Peanut has always been a really good sleeper, to be honest. I remember when he was barely 3 weeks old and he would sleep like a charm. He had these 3-hour sleep intervals and we would watch movies. We would just have so much fun. We'd forget there's a newborn baby in the house. He's really been always a good sleeper. I think the one thing that worked best was letting him figure out a routine. I remember I talked about this in this vlog and I was like, I'm being so extra. I'm waiting for him to sort of decide on his routine. I was patient. I just waited it out while I was on maternity leave, and I sort of picked up on cues. Okay, he wants to sleep at this hour and that hour and that hour, and I sort of worked off of that even to this day. I think just wait it out. 4 months is still a tad bit too early to try decide on a routine. Maybe by 5 months, like from now onwards, just look at her sort of sleep routine, what she wants, when she's most alert, and then just work off of there. Milani writes, can you please do a lesson I learned in my 20s feature? I actually have a 28 things I learned in my 28 years, so I'm gonna link it up here, so go ahead and check that out. It's basically all the stuff I've learned in my 20s, when I was a kid. Yeah, all the fluffy bits I've learned. And then the last question, wait, oh, actually I think I'm done. Yeah, I think that was the last question, because the last one says, how do I manage being a mom, a wife, going to school plus work? How do I find time for myself and all of that fun stuff? And I already said that I am going to be covering that on a video that I am going to be uploading on Wednesday. But yeah, those are all the questions. It was really fun answering all these questions. It is exactly 1 p.m. right now. I think I'm gonna go ahead and Uber eat my meal. I feel like eating Simply Asia, so I think I'm gonna order Simply Asia. I'm gonna sit down here and I'm gonna edit this video and get it ready for you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to thumbs up and check back again next week Wednesday for how do I cope and how do I manage all of that fun stuff. And until then, we'll catch you besties later. Bye besties.
Tonight we're running on the right track.